Welcome to Limitless Mindset, rejection that sparked a new path. Every powerful journey begins with a moment of rejection. For Charlie Kirk, that moment came when his dream, his life's vision, was shattered. As a young man growing up in the suburbs of Chicago, his world revolved around one goal: gaining admission into West Point, the United States Military Academy. He built his life around it. He became an Eagle Scout, excelled in football and basketball, and poured himself into community service. By every measure, he seemed destined for that path. Yet the rejection letter came. West Point said no. Imagine giving your youth, your energy, and your hope to one dream, only to see it vanish in an instant. But here's the truth about rejection. It is often a redirection. It is the world telling you that there is another destiny waiting. Instead of collapsing under disappointment, Charlie made a decision that would change his life. He asked his parents for something unusual, a gap year before college. During that gap year, he didn't travel for leisure, nor did he waste it drifting. He used it to start something from nothing, an idea, a mission, a movement. He believed the youth of America needed to be reminded of freedom, opportunity, and responsibility. That single gap year has now stretched into more than a decade, and in those years, he built one of the most influential youth organizations in the world. His story proves one lesson: rejection is never the end. For those with vision, rejection is the beginning of reinvention. Building from nothing, the entrepreneurial fire. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? It's not about money, it's not about fame. It's about one thing: solving problems. Charlie often says, "You want to be successful? Solve a problem. Solve it better than anyone else, and people will give you value in return." That is the formula for every lasting success story. In 2012, he saw a problem. Youth were being pulled further away from traditional values. Campuses were shutting down dialogue, and freedom of speech was under it. The price of success: sacrifice and discipline. Too many people dream of being successful, but few are willing to pay the price. Everyone wants wealth, recognition, and impact, but very few want the sacrifice that comes with it. Charlie is clear: if your priority is comfort, you will never reach greatness. Most people waste their money chasing nights out, drinks, and fleeting pleasures, then wonder why they are broke and stuck. Success demands the opposite. It demands living below your means, saving money, investing wisely, and working relentlessly. Charlie shares that over a decade, he spent over 3,000 days on the road. He became a million-mile flyer with multiple airlines, visiting all 50 states, building relationships, speaking to audiences, raising funds, and spreading his message. It wasn't easy, it wasn't glamorous, it was sacrifice. While others were enjoying weekends off, he was grinding through airports and conferences. While others were chasing temporary highs, he was building something that would last. That is the truth most people don't want to hear. Success is not built in moments of comfort, but in years of sacrifice. You cannot demand wealth while spending recklessly. You cannot expect growth while avoiding pain. You cannot be extraordinary while living like everyone else. The great entrepreneurs, leaders, and changemakers, from Warren Buffett to Elon Musk, understood this truth. They failed repeatedly, sacrificed constantly, and yet kept moving forward. Sacrifice is not the price of success, it is the path to it. Financial literacy, and the long game, one of the reasons so many people remain trapped is because they never learn the basics of money. Financial literacy is not taught widely, and the result is generations drowning in credit card debt, unable to differentiate between debit and credit, spending more than they earn. Charlie argues that the real path to wealth isn't about chasing risky schemes or overnight trends. It's about consistency. It's about saving, investing, and letting time do the heavy lifting. Look at Warren Buffett. He didn't become wealthy through luck or overnight spikes. He built wealth slowly over decades by making smart, steady investments and living below his means. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but it works. Put aside money weekly, invest in strong companies or index funds, and allow compounding to grow your wealth. Over years, even small contributions build into something massive. This principle applies not just to money but to life. Success is not about a single moment of genius. It's about small, consistent actions repeated daily. Read consistently, learn consistently, work consistently, and you will see trends before others. You will build knowledge others lack. And in a world where most are chasing shortcuts, you will stand apart as someone building for the long term. The truth is simple but unpopular. Success in wealth, business, and life is not about excitement. It's about discipline. And discipline requires you to do the boring, consistent things that others avoid. That is how you separate yourself. Legacy. What will you be remembered for? At the end of the journey, it's not about money, fame, or recognition. Those fade. The question is, how will you be remembered? If everything were stripped away, what would remain of your life? For Charlie, the answer is clear. He wants to be remembered for courage, faith, and family. The courage to stand up when it was difficult. The faith to keep building when others doubted. The commitment to his family above all else. That's a lesson for all of us. You can build businesses, amass wealth, and solve problems, but if you lose your values, your courage, and your family, what have you truly gained? Legacy is not about what you take, it's about what you leave behind. Elon Musk will be remembered not only for his wealth, but for solving massive problems. Electric cars, reusable rockets. Entrepreneurs like him and Buffett prove that solving problems creates both wealth and impact. So ask yourself, when people speak of you, what will they say? Will they say you were ordinary, someone who gave up when things got hard? Or will they say you were courageous, persistent, and willing to sacrifice for something greater? The choice is yours. Success is not handed out. It is earned through sacrifice, persistence, financial discipline, and courage. And that is why Charlie Kirk's story leaves audiences speechless. It's not just about politics or entrepreneurship. It's about the universal truths of success. Rejection can be redirection. Sacrifice is non-negotiable. Persistence separates winners from quitters. Financial literacy builds freedom, and legacy is what truly matters. This is Limitless Mindset. If you found strength in these words, subscribe now and join the movement of people building courage, discipline, and purpose to rule their own lives. Remember, this is Limitless Mindset. Subscribe and keep pushing beyond your limits.